So let's begin. Welcome to today's webinar, What Your Benefits Package Says About Your Company. We're excited to share with you all the benefits that we've talked about previously, like how you can incorporate them into your job ads and how you can attract and land highly qualified candidates. Before we get started, let's take a quick poll. So, are you listing all your benefits, including non-traditional ones, in your job ads? Give about 30 seconds here. See lots of feedback coming in. It's great. Another 10 seconds. So if you're going to answer, jump in there. All right, closing out. So most people say they're always sharing their benefits, including non-traditional ones, in their job ads, which is really great. So as you're listing all your job ads, including non-traditional ones, let's just jump into trying to strike a balance between the right information and too much information, which can be challenging. Thankfully, today's presenter, Lisa Shuster, iHire's Chief People Officer, will walk us through the importance of including a comprehensive list of benefits and what those benefits communicate to job seekers. So Lisa's been a longtime collaborator with iHire as a founder and president of PeopleWorks, but she recently came on board as iHire full-time. She has worked for more than 20 years as an HR leader in a variety of different companies. She's a SHRM certified senior certified professional and a senior professional in human resources. Lisa holds a BS in education from Towson University, an MS in human resources, and an MBA at the University of Maryland. Welcome, Lisa. We're so glad to have you here. So tell us, what do candidates learn about a company based on their benefits?
Absolutely. And thanks for that kind introduction, Jason. I'm really happy to be here today. So benefits play a more important role than they ever have. And for a number of reasons, the market is experiencing labor shortages that it hasn't in decades, and organizations are responding. Companies are extending tuition reimbursement to spouses and to children. Hotels are offering free rooms for the summer and a set of knives for aspiring culinary workers. People who interview for a restaurant job are offered free appetizers. So the company Waste Management reported that it costs them a minimum of $12,000 each time they have to replace an hourly employee. So one strategy that they're using to retain talent is to pay for employees to get associate's degrees, bachelor's degrees, or to earn certificates in areas such as data analytics or business management. So that advertisement that you place may be the very first interaction that some people have with your company. So why not make it count? As the saying goes, you only have one chance to make a first impression. So let's talk about why it's important to list benefits in your job ad. And that's among other places like your website, on social media, on Glassdoor. So you want to attract top tier candidates. And we know that the best and brightest have a lot of options. And so you'll need to set yourself apart. Candidates may be considering a variety of offers, but salary isn't the only consideration. Most candidates are looking at your total compensation package, and benefits may be just the thing that will help win them over. Another reason to list benefits in your job ads is to demonstrate your commitment to your employees. Investing in benefits lets candidates know that your company is focused on long-term relationships. And then finally, you want to list benefits in your job ad to strengthen your employment brand. Whether or not a candidate accepts a position, they may tell others about how great your company is. So, what benefits should you include in your job ads? So, of course, you want to list your standard offerings: PTO, health, dental, retirement benefits. And these days, these are table stakes and you need to offer them. But more importantly, in the context of this discussion, you want to list alternative or non traditional benefits that can address the needs of all of your employees. And remember, we now have 5 generations of employees in the workplace. We have the traditionalist, also called the silent generation, baby boomers, Gen X, Gen Y, or also they're known also as the millennials, Gen Z, and in a few short years, Generation Alpha will be starting work. And we know that meeting the benefit needs of all of these groups can be can be very challenging, but some of these include providing or partially supporting childcare costs, having options for discounted or free commuting, or offering pet insurance. And some of these might be just what your candidate needs to accept your offer. And so list anything that sets you apart. Some candidates may be willing to accept a longer commute or less pay if the benefits package is just right. So let's talk about what various benefits say about you as an employer. First of all, if you have a comprehensive benefits package, that will tell employees that you care about them and relate to them as people with full lives outside of the workplace. And it's really important to recognize that each employee has their own set of individual needs. A comprehensive benefits package says that you've taken the time to consider those needs. It's also possible that depending upon your organization's core values, your benefits may tell your employees that you're committed to those core values. So, for example, if you have a core value of compassion and you give a week off for bereavement leave, then you are walking the talk. But if you have a core value of compassion and offer no bereavement, what message does that send to employees? Here at iHire, one of our core values is growth focused. And so we have many options for learning: tuition reimbursement, payment for conferences, payment for training, payment for membership to professional organizations, payment for certification, and more. So, what benefits say that you value your employees' commitment to family? Childcare stipend. So, childcare has always been expensive and it can take a really big chunk of your employees' paychecks. So, this benefit can help ease the burden. Dependent care flexible spending accounts. This can save your employees up to 30% off their child care. And it should be noted that the American Rescue Act, passed in March of this year, increased the dependent care FSA contribution limit for qualifying dependent care expenses from $5,000 to $10,500. And this is for 2021 only. Flex time says that you value your employees' time and their commitment to family. And this can take many forms: allowing your employees to set their own hours, go to appointments without having to use their PTO, compressed work weeks. So, for example, working 40 hours in 4 days versus 5 days. And at iHire, we consistently hear that flex time is one of the most valued benefits that we offer. Generous or even unlimited PTO says that you value your employees' commitment to family. Finally, many states and localities are passing paid family leave, but if you're not in one of those locations, consider being a leader in this area and think about paid leave for maternity, paternity, or bonding, or serious illness. How does your benefit plan demonstrate that you're committed to employee development? And it's really important to consider that employees will seek another job if they feel stagnant or if they're not learning, growing, or being challenged. So this is really a key one to consider. There's good old-fashioned tuition reimbursement. This is still a really important benefit to offer, and we'll talk more about this one in a little bit. Student loan repayment. So this is still a somewhat new and uncommon benefit, but extremely valuable for your younger employees with student debt. And the CARES Act and the Rescue Act provided for employers to make up to 5250 tax-free loan contributions through the year 2025. Now, of course, you can continue after that date, but it would be taxable. That being said, there's a push advocating that Congress make student loan repayments a permanent benefit. Some employers offer a flat amount of benefits paid monthly to eligible employees who have student loans. Others match the amount that employees pay toward their student loans each year. And it's not uncommon for these plans to have a cap, either on the dollar amount they pay or the number of years an employee can draw benefits. Access to MOOCs. So there are so many online courses out there, some from very prestigious organizations such as Harvard and Yale, that enable an affordable and sometimes even free, flexible way for employees to learn new skills, advance their careers, and attain really quality educational experiences. Funds to attend professional conferences. So conferences enable great learning opportunities, continuing education credits, and networking. Finally, payment for certifications and licensure. So from accounting to zoology, there are certifications to show that your employee has mastered a certain body of knowledge. And ultimately, not only do these options benefit the employee, but the increase in knowledge and skills will make your employee more productive, and ultimately that will benefit you. These benefits demonstrate that you have a modern perspective, comprehensive retirement options. So, of course, 401k is expected these days, but do you also offer financial wellness benefits, such as access to a financial planner or financial learning opportunities? Flexible spending accounts. So we've already mentioned the dependent care FSA, but there are also medical FSAs. And these enable your employees to reduce their taxable income. And who doesn't like that benefit? Paid or subsidized gym memberships. And this demonstrates that you support a fit, healthy workforce. Lifestyle spending accounts also demonstrate that you care about your employees' physical well-being. And this is where you offer a certain amount of funds per month, per quarter, per year, really however you'd like to set it up, to be used for health or fitness related expenses such as gym memberships, fitness equipments, Fitbits, yoga classes, etc. Now, please note that this is different than an FSA and is a taxable benefit to your employees. Support for alternative commuting. So what are you doing to help the earth reduce its carbon footprint? And perhaps a few parking spaces might be removed and you can create a bicycle cage on site. Perhaps you might subsidize mass transit or offer pre-tax commuter benefits. Finally, COVID has changed the world of work, and employees all over the nation and really all over the world demonstrated that they could be productive working remotely. And now many of them don't want to come back to the office full time. So offering remote or hybrid work arrangements is going to turn into the norm, in my opinion. And if you don't provide these benefits, you may be left behind in the war for talent. What benefits demonstrate your commitment to DEI? So as companies continue to focus on improving diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts, there's one often overlooked strategy that can help them achieve real results, and that's education benefits. And the US has a pretty serious education gap among its population, and about 74% of Black Americans and 81% of Hispanic Americans aged 25 and older don't have a 4-year degree, according to the Census Bureau. And that's compared to only 59% of white Americans aged 25 and older without a college degree. So employer-provided education benefits can offer support to underserved employees, helping them to overcome systemic barriers to higher education. Floating holiday policies promote inclusiveness, and it might seem like semantics to break these out separately from your vacation policy, but doing so will make employees feel embraced in their personal beliefs. And this small act of empathy can help you retain and attract the diversity of talent that your company should aspire to engage. And then paid sabbaticals give your employees a break to pursue personal interests. Research suggests that employees are not taking enough time off. And sabbaticals aren't just good for employees to rest and recharge, but they also benefit the company by stress testing your org chart. And they provide interim roles to allow aspiring employees to take on more leadership. And then the employees on sabbatical return feeling rejuvenated and often like they have a new job. If you're committed to boosting productivity, you might consider offering these benefits. Now, several of these assume that you're back in the workplace now that COVID is coming under control. So video games and game rooms. Studies show that both creativity and productivity are boosted through gaming. Flexible schedules. So some people are productive first thing in the morning and others perform better at night. Fitness facilities on site. So exercise reduces stress and improves productivity. And then finally, nap rooms. Businesses with nap rooms have reported better productivity in the afternoon if they facilitate midday napping. If you would like to minimize employee turnover, providing comprehensive benefits will help keep your employees engaged, and they'll likely talk with pride when they tell others that they work for you. Think about Google, which provides meals and recreation and daily team building activities. Smart candidates will search the social accounts of your employees to see what they've been saying about you. And then employee recognition programs increase office morale, and publicly recognizing employees makes them want to stay on your team. And candidates will see that you value the people who work for you. So in summary, your benefits can say a lot about you. They can tell candidates that you care about them, that you value family, that professional development is important to you, that your benefit options are modern, that you want a diverse workforce, that boosting productivity is a goal, and that you want to minimize turnover. And I want to thank you for the opportunity to share this learning space with you. And Jason, why don't we go to questions?
Yeah, thank you so much. That was really great. A great data download. I'm sure everyone appreciates that.
My pleasure.
Let's see. First question is, aren't there tax issues for offering fringe benefits to employees? How can we offer these and stay on the good side of an audit?
Sure. So I will tell you that I am an HR professional and not an accounting person. But so I definitely encourage you to reach out to your accountant to discuss the question. But most benefit, and I'm not clear on if you're talking about taxable to the employee or taxable to the company, but in most cases, benefits are going to be an expense for the company, meaning they're going to reduce taxable income. Many benefits that we're talking about today, not all, but many of them are also pre-tax to the employee. So meaning they come out before taxes, also reducing the taxable income for your employees. And those include medical, health, dental, vision, sometimes disability and life, and that's just a matter of how you set those up. But again, I encourage you to talk to your accountant on the taxability question.
That's great information. Thank you. What is the best strategy for communicating to prospective employees the value of the benefits package when they seem hyper-focused on the salary?
So, it's a good question, and I encourage you to make sure that you're offering both a competitive salary and a competitive benefits package, because employees are going to be looking at the entire package. Salary is one of those hygiene factors, meaning if an individual's compensation needs aren't met, they're not going to be able to focus on those other higher level motivational needs like challenging career opportunities and recognition. So I think the takeaway is to make sure that you are looking at salary, that you're doing compensation benchmarking with some objective third-party surveys to make sure that you're competitive in both areas.
Yep. Great answer. So our company is in the fortunate position to offer a wide variety of benefits, too many to list in a job description. How do I know which ones to include and which ones to leave out?
Well, that's a good problem to have rather than the alternative. And so you want to list the benefits that are going to have the greatest appeal to the greatest number of candidates. And so we know that flexibility, we know that time off benefits, that these are extremely valuable benefits. And so those are good to include. And then I would encourage you to direct your candidates to a place where they can see a full list of benefits. And so if you don't have, if you have a careers page on your website, I encourage you to list all of your benefits there, because candidates will be looking there, and not just for benefits information, but also to get a sense of your culture, the norms, the work environment, what it's like to work at your organization.
Great. So this is on the other side of the spectrum. I work for a small company and we can't afford to offer benefits other than medical and dental. Do you have suggestions for free or low cost benefits that would help us attract more candidates?
Sure. So voluntary benefits are perfect for just this type of situation. And so voluntary benefits are generally paid 100% by the employee, but the employee receives the benefit of discounted group rates. And then you want to consider benefits that have indirect costs. And so even as a small company, there's no reason why you can't offer a robust paid time off program. So holidays, PTO, or separating those banks into vacation or paid sick leave, bereavement leave, jury duty leave, floating holidays. As we discussed, flexibility and leave are really coveted benefits, and they are indirect cost benefits, especially the leave.
Great. So I'm going to have a real life moment here. Someone's mowing the lawn outside. This is the nature of working from home. So
Can't even hear it.
I apologize if it gets really loud. So what do you recommend for a benefits package for a company who might not have as much capital to offer the premium benefits, for example, nap room?
So I think it goes back to the last question, and consider the voluntary benefits where the employees are footing the cost, but they're getting that deep discount because of the group rates. Consider leave benefits. Flexibility costs you absolutely nothing. Allowing employees to work in a hybrid work environment costs you nothing. I mean, yes, you may have some open space that you're not using, but you might be paying for that already anyway. So those would be my recommendations there.
Great. And looks like I have one more question. You mentioned 5 generations of employees in the workplace. One of our benefits is reduced childcare costs, which might not be attractive to people who don't have or aren't planning to have children. should we offer a substitute benefit to make our jobs inviting for all potential candidates?
So if you do want to go tit for tat, you could certainly offer elder care benefits. But ideally, you want to identify the benefits that are going to meet the individual needs of your employees. And that's going to be different than the company down the street. And so I recommend that you take the time to survey your employees and ask them what benefit options are important for them. And then another opportunity to attain this information is if and when you have departing employees. And so during the exit interview process, you can ask them, are there any benefits that you feel we as a company should consider offering now or in the future?
Great. That's really great. I think that's it. So we've answered all the questions. We did it. So, folks, next month we're having a webinar on searching for candidates during the summer lull, which I think is affecting a lot of people. If you want to join us on July 27th at 1 p.m., that would be great. We're going to send around some emails and lots of information through social media to keep you abreast of what's happening and to get you signed up. So thank you so much, Lisa. That was
My pleasure.
It's really
nice
great
to be here today.
Yeah, there was such an amazing presentation. Great. So thank you, everyone, and have a great rest of the week. Goodbye.